Hey gang, today we're going to do open triads. We're going to cover what I just covered, but basically these are things that Eric Johnson uses, but also in a very different way. But also you can hear them in Motown and other places, R&B very often. They're just really pretty ways of kind of playing triads, simple triads, but playing them in neat ways. All right, so we'll cover that coming right up. Hey, as always, if you like this, go ahead and press the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for one of these every week. We'll see you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over what I played, more or less note for note. First things first, you can download the tab, and the tab's going to help a little bit. Mostly it'll help with getting to know the chords, and you'll see the open triads written out. So I think that's going to help. So the way I want this to go is I'll show the chords. I'm going to then do the open triads. We'll go through that whole thing, and then at the end we'll apply it to a Motown sort of or a R&B type of progression. Okay, and we'll see if we can use them there. All right, so I want to give you the different forms and so forth. Let's go over the chords. The chords are C, D, E minor. And then we're going to start from the last chord that we just ended on and ascend two more. So E minor, D with a F sharp bass, and G. Okay, G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, and the last three chords are E minor, D, G. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to play over this are just we're going to play these triads ascending, and you'll see how it works. So the first three, which are the easiest, so we start out on C, D, and E minor. Let's learn those first, okay? So first of all, what's an open triad? All I'm doing to play these is I'm skipping one string. So the first ones that we're going to play are all on strings 5, 4, and 2. We're skipping the third. And you'll see on the second string, I'm using my pick on strings 5 and 4. So, and then I'm picking up with my ring finger on the second string. So you can play it with a pick. You just have to make sure you skip that third string. All right? So whatever works for you on the picking hand. So let's go through the first ones. So the first ones are going to be like this. You'll recognize those as just the chords themselves, and so we're going to play exactly the chords that we already know. So this one is a C chord, finger a C chord, with the root on the fifth, and we're going to play on the fifth string, 3, fourth string, 5, second string, 5. All right, then we're just going to shift it up 2 frets to play the D. And then we're going to shift it up another 2 frets, and very similar to play that E minor. The only difference is, of course, on the second string we're playing 8, not 9. Right, now you can just finger the chord itself and just don't play that middle string. So the first one is... So hopefully that gives you an idea of what's going on. All right, the second one is a little bit different. It's that middle chord that's really cool. So the first one is exactly what we already covered, that E minor. Now we're going to play a D major with an F sharp in the bass. Okay, so again, it's just a triad, but just the F sharp of the D major triad is in the bass. So that one is played, let's go through the fingering. Fifth string, fifth string, 9th fret, 4th string, 12th, skip the third, and on the second, we're going to play the 10th. So, pretty sounding chord, yeah? If you're having trouble visualizing that, visualize this chord right here, which is the D. Right? But instead of playing that, we're leaving we're only playing this right here. Okay, 12, 11, 10. We're going to skip the third, and we're going to play the F sharp down here at the ninth. All right. And then here's a G chord. Again, on 5th string, 4th string, and 2nd string, it's 10, 12, 12. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, 10, 12, 12. That's 12, 14, and 13. And 14, 17, 15. Hard to see that one up here. But it's exactly the same format as this, right? But just a G chord this time. All right, now, if you have a 24 fret job or do, you can keep going. But if you have a 21 fret or a 22 fret guitar, I find it easier to shift up strings. So here we're coming and we're going to play a C. So C, D, E minor. But now we're playing on the 4, 3, and 1 strings. All right, so that's 10, 12, 12 on 4, 3, 1. So see the same pattern that we had down here for the major. And then the minor. That minor is, the E minor there is 14 on the 4th. On the 3rd, we're going to play 16. And on the 1st, we play 15. All right, last one. Okay. That one you already know that we just covered. And then we do this. So that is on the 4th string, we've got 16. On the 3rd string, we've got 19 and 17 on the 1st. And the last one is 19. Whoops, 17, 19, 19. All right, and that's just the G. Here's the whole thing together. All right, so basically there's only those 3 forms, and that gets you all the way, all the places you want to be. So it's really, I think, pretty neat. Again, just practice either with a pick and fingers or what have you. But if you play something like that in your solo, you're guaranteed to hit a chord tone because basically you're just playing chords. All right, so let's see if we can integrate it into a solo like a Motown type of thing. This is in G. D, E minor, D, and then back to G. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, so you can see that they're kind of a nice little sweet thing to play in there that you could interplay and get something just a little bit different than just playing single notes. So it's a nice little thing you could integrate into a solo, certainly use as a rhythm part. So anyway, nice little thing to add. All right, gang, well, there you go. A nice little tool to add to your repertoire or your bag of tricks, and not too bad. Nice sounding, too. All right, hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you on down the road.